your production quality is here and it looks less trustworthy, it's not going to convert as well.
Yeah.
That's like the subtlety. It's really small details that you don't realize until you're like, ah.
Landing pages, which is probably where Sam's ears perk up. I think if lead gen, outside of the call quality, I think the next thing to be proactive with is landing pages. And obviously that's a very big topic. So instead of saying to a client, next month we're going to roll out a new landing page, what are some more smaller steps or baby steps, particularly for smaller clients, that you could do? What's the most effective thing you could do? Headline test, form change, what do we think in terms of landing pages for lead gen?
Is the headline, sub-headline, then call to action. That's all you have to test. Like if you're testing anything more than that, if you're trying to change colors and shit like that, it's just you're wasting time.
No.
All you need to test is headline, sub-headline, and call to action, and that's going to be 90% of moving the needle. But your major one for landing pages is what the actual offer is.
Yeah.
Like if you've just got a deadbeat offer compared to the competitors, it doesn't matter if you're pushing. It doesn't matter how you shine the shit. It's still shit. You know what I mean? It's just like I can't sell shit to everyone. So.
It's production quality as well, because you can offer all those things, definitely the best things to measure, but if your production quality is here and it looks less trustworthy, it's not going to convert as well.
Yeah.
That's like the subtlety. It's really small details that you don't realize until you're like, it's the subtlety of how the logos are laid out. Like it's not weirdly positioned and stuff. It's like all the small things that you wouldn't normally pick up on. Is that 5-star rating the same one from Google, or does it look like a weird clip art 5-star icon? And these are all like really subtle things that people look at and they're like, it's kind of like on a checkout page on Shopify, that looks legit because it's got the layout that you're familiar with. It's very conventional. Whereas you get pages which don't look conventional, you're like, I'm not sure.
Okay, so proactively, if you were taking on a new client and they had a landing page, would you prioritize tarting it up to make it look respectable and trustworthy before testing elements?
I would, because I place a lot of emphasis on it's got to look trustworthy to win the conversion. It's not always the case. It really depends on the service as well, but it's very dependent. I say it all the time, my website's shit, but I'm selling to marketers who I guess are less bothered about the way things look. I don't know, but mine convert all right. But yeah, you're right. I think I agree with you. If you take on a service client and you presented with landing pages or just pages that look gash, I think my priority would be just converting them to something smarter, just to get a baseline in of something that looks trustworthy. And then move on to what Liam says, headline, offer, call to action. What about, Liam, he didn't mention form, but Sam, what do you reckon? Form. I like testing forms. Yeah, that's a huge one. Questions you ask, are they open-ended, closed-ended questions? How easy are they to answer? Or any question drop-off rate? What questions do people drop off on? That's a big one.
Yes.
How many questions you ask? How do you ask the questions? Do you break up name, email, phone number into their own separate steps, or are they a more conventional name, email, phone number type step? We tested it across. This is really interesting. The older demographic. So we do a campaign for. We tried testing a form which broke up name, email, phone number into separate steps, and it didn't convert as well as asking name, email, phone number for people ages upwards of 40, I think it was 50 and above, which are primarily their target audience. You know why? And we thought, why is this? Like, this works really well across everyone others, all the other accounts we run, probably because it's unconventional to what they're used to seeing. That's the hypothesis anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm.
So there's always a reverse test, especially.
Yeah, so one thing doesn't necessarily work well across everything.
No.
Because I thought, we'd found this ultimate multi-step way of breaking up name, email, phone number. It reduces drop-off rates, but then this campaign just didn't work. You're like,
I'm not a major fan of multi-step forms. I don't know if I'm just... The only reason I like them is because it makes it easier to measure drop-off, but you can do it with Tag Manager anyway, individual form piece. I think GA now integrates it. So we tried a multi-step on one of our insurers years ago. It tanked conversion rates. And they don't have an age issue like Sam mentioned. They sell to anyone, 18 up to near death. And it didn't work for them. It did not work. So now all they have is a long form with a quote at the end of it. And I say a long form, there's email, telephone, yes, both, name, lifestyle. Don't ask address, but I'd say there's probably 7 fields. So it's not a small form, but when we two-stepped that, conversion rates dropped significantly, that's why I don't believe and Sam's just said it, there's not a guaranteed way of doing forms. It's like we can't be cocksure enough to say always do a multi-step form. Test it, but I wouldn't say it's always going to beat it.
No, I definitely agree, but I think it also depends on what your first question is. Like if your first question is something that excites them, then it's more likely to work. If your first question is what is your name, that's not really exciting. But if it's like what is your biggest issue? Like do you want is it lead quality or do you want more leads or something like that? Then I think it works in a way that's more engaging, and then you kind of you get them into people think it's more fun to fill it out. So, but yeah, you're right. There's so many nuances in it.
Yeah, it could impact lead quality as well, which is something you need to measure. And Michael's just made a point. My sample size of 1 has biased my opinion. No, but that's a fair comment, Michael. But then Mad said they are better. So I was just we're both wrong.
I've got another example on how to apply it. Okay, you go to a legal landing page, get free consultation. With that, you can probably use a single step form, name, email, phone number. You've got very clear cut offer. You know who you're going to get through that. Compare that to something like evaluate if you qualify for contesting a will. See if you can contest a will. That's the offer. Take them through the question steps, and then hey, you may qualify to contest a will. Do you want to book a consultation off the back of it, or kind of then find a way to subtly ask for their contact details off the back of it?
Yeah, so it's context matters.
And then you can target top of funnel keywords and convert those who wouldn't have otherwise converted if you're just going in consultation. It's more see if you qualify.
It's the context of enabling you to then be proactive on how you target people, because you're not going straight for the jugular, i.e. the free consult or whatever. AKA, we're going to ring you till you pick the bloody phone up, which not everyone wants.